Dr. Tara O'Toole is a senior fellow and executive vice president at In-Q-Tel, a private nonprofit strategic investment firm that links the United States intelligence community and venture-backed startup firms on the leading edge of technological innovation.
We can now engineer biological weapons. We can make organisms that are resistant to vaccines, that are resistant to antibiotics. We can combine different diseases in peculiar ways that would make them very difficult to diagnose or treat. And we are not limited to infectious diseases. We are, as I said, learning to manipulate how the brain functions. And a weapon that would make everybody go to sleep or feel extremely anxious is not out of the question. It's also important to realize that agriculture, which is a $1 trillion industry in the U.S., could also be targeted. Bioweapons are very difficult to collect intelligence against because virtually everything that you need, as well as all of the operations, are dual use. They look like legitimate biology. They have a very small footprint, and they're hard to track. And as I said earlier, the science, the know-how, and the equipment are all easily and increasingly accessible and increasingly automated.
Shalom. Call Holayim La, Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem HaKakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, the elders of Great Millstone as GMS. Peace and blessing to the Akim and a few Akwat across the four winds. This is your brother Batamayim from Great Millstone Houston coming to you with a quick lesson. I saw this video and I sparked my spirit. I was like, I have to do a quick lesson on it. You know, I want to go into, Esau Edom and his tactics. Matter of fact, let me start with that. Salakia. But it's going into these bioweapons. Hey, we are in a spiritual war. Soon it's going to be a physical war, with World War III. But it's also, like I was saying, a spiritual war with these, Esau Edom's a self-proclaimed white man, these devils, these deceivers, and the elites in these high places. But 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And the word ignorant means, to not know. Hey, we know what's going on. We see what you're doing. And then the Lord has it to where he has these whistleblowers coming out and revealing information that we can do lessons on to further edify the body. Psalm 64 and 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. So their tongues is falling upon themselves. They going into how these bioweapons are hard to detect. They tell you one thing, like it's hard to say certain things without getting your video pulled, but taking these jump shots is supposed to be healthy, it's supposed to prevent you, but people are still getting sick from behind them, and more people have perished from taking the big pokey than the actual I'll be trying to find the words. The actual, let's just say the C-19 itself. But hey, we almost out of here because this can't continue to go on. I mean, a place that's constantly lying to the people, feeding them poison. Hey, eventually you're going to pass away. Job chapter 13, verse 4. But ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value. All that Esau Edom does is lie. They constantly lie. They try to backtrack and talk, smooth words. And, they have all type of tactics. That's why Esau Edom is labeled as the wicked, the serpent. He's sly in how he moves and how he strikes. And then C-19, there was no value in taking, the big pokey. None at all. But what it does is to depopulate. You had Kill Gates talking about decreasing the population up to 15%. That's a lot of bodies. You have the Georgia Guidestones that want to have 500 million people. Hey, there's a lot of people that's going to be sent to the spirit world. Psalms 58 and 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Like I was saying, all they do is lie. From the womb to the tomb, they're gonna constantly lie. I mean, you just had Henry Kissinger pass away. Lord willing, he can come back during Jacob's trouble. As an infant. I hope the Lord put that spirit that St. Matthew 10:28. Fear Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, who can put your spirit back into your body. Fear Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, they can kill your body and your spirit and your soul and then bring you back. Typically it's 3 to 4 generations, but hey, there's nothing impossible with Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. He can send them right back. Psalms 58:4. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear. Poison mainly these philosophies, but also, these, I'll just say prescriptions. We're just going to call it prescriptions. Man, it's hard to, talk without, the algorithm picking up certain things. But hey, at the end of the day, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua will get this word out. He's going to constantly speak through us and for us, so we can constantly prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom. As a matter of fact, let me grab this Salakia. One of my favorites. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Iron is inedible, it's going to rust over time. No matter how much you polish and clean it, eventually it's going to rust. Just like Esau Edom, he was created to be the wicked. So therefore he's going to continue to do wickedness, whether he, comes subtle or he's showing his horns, his power. The Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua uses Esau Edom as the hammer of the earth, eventually to take out those that are wicked. But hey, you're still never supposed to trust your enemy. If you don't know who your enemy is, read Psalms 83. And then I'm just kind of skip around, just slide down. Sirach 12:13. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent? Matter of fact, yeah. So Salaki. Sirach Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 13. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts? So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity? So a charmer, one who plays an instrument, to hypnotize a snake, but eventually you'll be bitten by a snake, just like those who trust in their enemy and went down and rolled their sleeves up, for the sleeve up movement. Now, a lot of people, the next movement that they have is going to the spirit world. Sirach chapter 12 and 15. For a while he would abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagined how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. Yeah, Esau Edom, even when you go all the way back to Genesis, when he lost the birthright, even though it was for Jacob anyway, which Jacob, we use Jake, which is short for Jacob. Jacob's name was changed to Israel. You Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. But he speaks sweetly with his lips, but he imagined how to throw thee into a pit. Like he wants to get rid of you. He's your enemy. Your enemy wants to get rid of you. They're not going to be friends with you. Yeah, they're going to get close to you. But once they find that perfect opportunity, they're going to stab you in the back. And they're going to watch you bleed out. They're going to laugh. But they will. I like the part where we say he will weep with his eyes. They weep all the time. But what do? They call them crocodile tears. You don't see any actual tears falling. They're not remorseful. They're the devil. They're deceiving. That's part of their deception. Then the last precept I had was Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart or in his mind. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. So he's going to talk to you nicely. Hey, you take this, it'll prevent you from getting this, then you can have a privilege to go in certain places, et cetera, et cetera. But at the end of the day, he's trying to depopulate. He's trying to get rid of mainly the hopeful elect, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and those Israelites that look like the other heathen nations, especially the 12,000 men from the 12 tribes of Israel, the 144,000 elect, and the rest of the innumerable multitude to make up the rest of the 1/3, the men, women, and children of Israel, you Israelites. He wants to get rid of us, but you can't get rid of us because we're the apple of the Lord's eye. Lord willing, we of that number, but you can't get rid of the hopeful elect. You can't get rid of the elect. You don't have that type of power, even though you believe that you are God. You call yourself God. You paint, you do iconoclasm and paint the likeness of your image over our judges, which is Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. But hey, at the end of the day, you can't do nothing against the truth before the truth. But Lord willing, this was edifying to the hopeful elect across the four winds. Call Halayim La, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, Shalom, and Kwam Yashala.